You know that feeling when you really want to sink your teeth into a deep, meaningful story like a novel, but you just don't have the time? You've maybe got an afternoon, the length of a movie, tops. Well, what if I told you there's a perfect literary form for that? It's been hiding in plain sight on our bookshelves for centuries. Today we're diving into the absolutely brilliant, super compact world of the novella. All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to figure out where the novella fits on the literary map. What exactly is it? Then, we'll break down its key traits. After that, we'll take a tour through some absolute classics to see it in action, and finally, we'll get into why this small but mighty form is still so powerful today. Sound good? Let's go!
So you can think of the novella as this really cool literary in-betweener. It's got more meat on its bones than a short story. You get more character development, a bit more plot, but it doesn't get into the sprawling, multi-character sagas of a full-blown novel. It's really kind of the best of both worlds.
Okay, so let me throw a few titles at you. Think about Animal Farm, The Metamorphosis, Heart of Darkness, Of Mice and Men. On the surface, they're all over the place, right? You've got political satire, a surreal nightmare, a journey into pure madness. They seem like they couldn't be more different. But they all share one single crucial feature. What do you think it is?
Yep, you guessed it. They're all novellas. That's the one thing that ties all these iconic works together. It's this unique form that lets them pack the punch of a novel into a much, much smaller package.
All right, so let's get down to it. What exactly is a novella? And where did this whole idea even come from? Let's get a clear definition. So here's the official definition. But what's really key is where it sits. Think of it like this. A short story? That's a snapshot, just one moment in time. A novella? That's a whole sprawling universe. But a novella? A novella gives you a complete world, but it's a very focused one. It hones in on a single chain of events, usually building to one massive turning point.
And hey, this is not some newfangled invention. The name novella literally comes from the Italian word for new, and its roots trace all the way back to the 1300s with Boccaccio's Decameron. From there, the idea just spread like wildfire across Europe, influencing huge names like Shakespeare. It wasn't until the late 1800s that a writer named Henry James really helped nail down the term as we know it today.
Okay, so history is one thing, but what are the actual rules of the road here? What makes a novella a novella? Because it's about a lot more than just its length. It's really about its structure and what it's trying to do.
First up, let's talk numbers, because that's the easiest place to start. Generally, we're looking at a word count somewhere between, say, 17,500 and 40,000 words. That's the sweet spot. To put that in perspective, that's usually around 60 to 120 pages. And that length isn't an accident. It points to something really crucial about the form. A novella is basically designed to be read in one go. It's this amazing, immersive experience you can start and finish in a single afternoon.
But it's not just about the page count. The real secret sauce of the novella is its intense focus. It zeroes in on one single plot line. It centers on just one or two main characters. And its whole goal is to drive toward a single, unified feeling or effect on you, the reader. There are no side quests, no distracting subplots. Every single word has a job to do, and that job is to serve the main story. It's incredibly efficient. All right, so we've got the rules down. Now let's see how they play out in the real world. We're going to take a quick tour to see just how much incredible range this little form has.
And let me tell you, the novella is not a one-trick pony. It isn't boxed into any single genre. It can be a biting political allegory, a terrifying gothic horror story, a deep psychological study, you name it. In fact, that laser-like focus we talked about makes it the perfect tool for exploring one big, powerful idea without any distractions.
So, let's dive into some classics and see what we find. And we're going to start with a razor-sharp political allegory that is just a perfect example of the novella's power. Okay, George Orwell's Animal Farm. This book is an absolute masterclass. Because it's a novella, Orwell doesn't waste a single word. He doesn't get bogged down in unnecessary side stories. He just draws these incredibly sharp, direct lines. Manor Farm, that's Tsarist Russia. Old Major, the wise old pig, he's Karl Marx or Lenin.
The ruthless pig Napoleon, that's Joseph Stalin. It's so direct, and the short format makes that allegory just hit so hard. It's incredibly powerful.
And it all builds to this one single, absolutely chilling line that sums up the entire point of the book. It's the final commandment, and it perfectly captures how revolutions can be totally corrupted by power. This is that unified effect we were talking about, delivered with just brutal efficiency. Okay, next up, let's look at Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. The plot here is famously, beautifully simple. It's so linear. We follow one guy, Santiago, in one single epic conflict, man against nature. The novella format is what lets Hemingway strip everything else away and just focus entirely on this elemental struggle. We see the whole hero's journey, the long drought, the incredible catch, the brutal battle, and that tragic but somehow triumphant return. And the entire story is built to deliver this one core idea, this central theme of endurance. It's the whole heart of the novella. And again, because of the form's tight structure, that message just lands with incredible force. It's unforgettable. And for our last classic, how about The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Talk about focus. This story uses the novella form to explore one single terrifying idea, the duality of good and evil that exists inside every single one of us. By concentrating on just one character, who is literally split in two, Stevenson creates this unbelievably intense and profound study of the battle for our own souls. So we've looked at these incredible classics, which brings us to the big question, right? Why does this form still matter? In our crazy modern world, what is the enduring power of the novella? Well, when you get right down to it, I think it's this. The novella delivers a complete, powerful, satisfying story, and it does it in a time frame that actually works for our busy lives. It totally respects your time. It gives you the beginning, middle, and end, the whole satisfying arc, without demanding weeks of your attention. In a world that's constantly trying to distract us, the novella is a literary form that is built for focus. So I'll leave you with this final thought. A novella is literally a world in a single sitting. You can experience an entire, complete universe in just a few hours. So looking at these masterpieces, and so many others out there, the only real question is, which world are you going to visit first?